What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with another market watch. Get your hot cocoa, get your blankies, because it's going to be a long one. Get cozy. We're going to jump straight into it here. Invoke Soraya, almost all the versions have been bought out. The Marvel is at $830. Kind of insane. I think this card's probably going to pass the Marvel Emperor at some point, despite being like, I don't know, 10 times less rare. This card is just going to actually be good and playable, plus it has the waifu tax on it, so I expect this price to probably keep climbing as we inch closer to the Dusk Till Dawn, as more cards get spoiled. I'm sure that this card will continue to go up. Invoke Soraya, the regular cold foil, is $240, all the same reasons, kind of insane. And the cheapest rainbow foil is $78. Waifu tax is going to get you, the prism tax is going to get you, and when they multiply on top of each other, we get $800 marvels. Drone of Brutality recently got unbanned in Blitz. It's yet to be seen how much of an impact it will have on that meta. Cheapest rainbow foil is $12.50. Cheapest non-foil is about $5. This card was intentionally, like, the printing on it stopped. LSS just stopped printing it because it was banned. And I think that if they unban it, they kind of have to print it again as like almost like an apology for stopping printing it. Similar to how they did with Surgical. I'm just saying for that reason I wouldn't like heavy bags and buy a ton of these, because I firmly believe LSS is going to reprint this somewhere. I don't know where they're going to fit it in. Like maybe they'll just give it to us like they did with the Trap Errata. I don't know. But I feel a reprint for it. Don't heavy bags into it. Nourishing Emptiness. This card has been coming up in a lot of fun, wacky, unique decks. I've seen some Uzuri decks playing it. Seen some Dromai decks playing it. It's pretty cheap still. Cheapest rainbow foil is $10.60, and the cheapest non-foil is $7. That is some upward movement, so just be advised that people are looking at this card and looking to pick it up. Swarm and Gloomveil has gone pretty crazy since the Dusk Till Dawn announcement. There is one on the market for like $16. I hope one of you guys can grab that, because after that it jumps immediately to $20. Kind of insane. Totally makes sense. Any Runeblade that comes out is very likely to be playing Swarm and Gloomveil, and Everfest is one of those sets. We've talked about it so many times on the channel. When an Everfest Majestic gets good, it always goes crazy in price every time. But a card that people really aren't looking at for some reason in the similar vein is Sonata. I think Sonata is just as likely, if not more likely, to be played in the new Runeblade. So if you don't have a set of it, it's really cheap right now. It's only $5. This card used to be like $20 back in the day. So we know it could hit that price tag, and it probably will again if it's a staple in the new hype hero in Dusk Till Dawn, you know? Skullbone Crosswraps is a card that no one's looking at anymore. Used to be like 120, 130. Now it's down to 96. If you've been holding off on this card, now might be the time. Carrion Husk is just going crazy. Every day I look at this card, it's something new. $205 for the rainbow foil, and then the cold foil is $415. That's so insane. For good reason though. The Carrion Husk is just a broken card. Any shadow hero is going to play it. You basically get 2 cards worth of block out of it, whereas most equipment you just get 1 card worth of value out of. So Carrion Husk is broken. The price point is probably warranted, as bad as it feels. Corshim's another card no one's looking at right now. It's a Fable, so we all know it's going to go crazy one day. We're just kind of sitting back waiting for its day. But it's cooled off. 110 for the cheapest rainbow foil. That's kind of criminally underpriced, I think. I think this might be the cheapest Fable beside Blood of Drakai. But yeah, I mean, it's a unique mechanic Fable. We'll come back to Aria at some point. When we come back to Aria, Corsham could be good. I think $100 for a Fable is a very good price. I want to talk about Cold Foil Heroes a little bit as well. So Lexi was the most popular deck at the Pro Tour. The Cold Foil Hero is $450. Kind of insane. Dromai did way better than anyone anticipated. Cheapest Cold Foil Hero, $500 on the market. And we've talked about this on the channel as well, that if you're going to invest into blinging out your deck at all, I think the first thing you should start with is always the hero, because I think that one 5 to 10 years from now will have the most crazy gains, the most crazy percentage points. I just think the Cold Foil Heroes are just insane investments, because if you're a Dromai player, if you're a Dromai stan, and you don't play the game anymore, but maybe you just want to have 1 card for your collection, just something to think about when you look back on the game fondly, you're not going to pick up, you know, the Tomultai or the Phantasmal Footsteps or the, sand cover. You're going to go for just Dromai. You're going to go for the highest rarity Dromai you can. So I think even $500, we'll be looking back and saying that this card was too cheap one day. But in the here and now, I think Fi is way too cheap. $160, you obtained it the same way you obtained Dromai. The only difference is Fi didn't just get second at the Pro Tour. Well, like we all know, Fi is not going to be bad forever. Fi is definitely going to be back. He's going to be good again one day, obviously. He's not going to be bad for much longer. 160 for a cold foil hero. Criminally cheap. Spellbound Creepers. This card's also getting bought out. This is all Dusk Till Dawn hype. Players need this card. Cheapest rainbow on the market is $225, and the cheapest cold foil on the market is $270. Kind of insane, but it totally makes sense. Spellbound Creepers, I think, is one of those cards that gets better as the card pool expands. The more cards in the game, the more cheeky interactions you'll get with Spellbound. So I totally get why people are picking it up. Remembrance is also going kind of crazy. Not so much the regular, but more the rainbow foil. The rainbow foil is $15 for the cheapest unlimited rainbow. And I think a lot of this is just like people keep thinking it's going to get banned, and then we just got a new ban list the other day and they didn't ban it. So maybe with that announcement, they're like, okay, it's time. Remembrance isn't getting banned. Let's just buy it. That's my best guess on it. Maybe it's that Oldham won the Pro Tour. There's a bunch of things that contribute to it. Either way, Remembrance is a very good card. $15 for the best foil super rare from Welcome to Wraith, I still think is a good deal. I still think it's underpriced, honestly. Tiger Stripe Shuko is down to $36. This is also super underpriced. For those who don't know, this card is absolutely staple in Fi. And like we said before, Fi will be back. He's not done forever. So don't wait till he gets support and then want to go back and buy this, because by then it'll be $100. So just go ahead and pick it up now while you can, while it's cheap. Mask of Momentum, same lane. It's only $80. I think this might be the cheapest Mask of Momentum it's been in a while. At least 4 or 5 months, this is the cheapest it's been. Emperor is only $14-ish for the cheapest copy. I think everyone should have this card. It's only a matter of time till the card pool grows enough to where the Emperor is just broken. Royal, Draconic, Warrior, Wizard, Hero, like that's just too many tags for it to be bad forever. The card pool will get big enough. He will be broken when that day comes. Don't be caught without one, I guess. It's just such a cheap investment. I think it's worth picking up. The Death Touch from Pro Tour that you got for buying the Fabled package or whatever is $60. It's just a rainbow foil extended art Death Touch. I know there's not a picture there, but it is a pretty card. But $60, man, that's kind of insane. Let me know what you guys think about that. Is that overpriced? Is that underpriced? I really don't know where to put my finger on that one. That's kind of insane. Blaze Headlong is $60, or excuse me, Blaze Headlong Extended Art is $70 now. For those who don't know, this was a buy a box promo for Alpha Investments. If you bought it through him, you got a Blaze Headlong for every box you ordered, I believe it was. And then Breaking Point was similar except for TCG Player. If you bought the TCG Player Uprising bundle thing, you got a Breaking Point, but you had to buy 2 boxes to get 1 Breaking Point. So this one's a little bit more expensive. It's $100 for the extended art Breaking Points. I just kind of bring these up to highlight, Dusk Till Dawn's coming out. It's something to think about that, if you order it from people like Rudy or Team Covenant or something like that, you get these extended art cards, and, one day they could be worth more than you paid for the box, right? Like, something to think about when you're buying into the game, I guess, or when you're buying product. Titan's Fist has cooled off a lot as well. For those who don't remember, when Winter's Whale got banned, this card hit like $50 or $60 for just a second there. It is now down to 25, so it's cooled down a lot since then, which is kind of weird too, considering Oldham just won the Pro Tour. You would think that people would be buying out Titan's Fist. I'm shocked that they're not, but I think this is a fantastic pickup. Iron Song Pride's one that's kind of flying under the radar a little bit, low-key going up, and no one's talking about it. $42 for the cheapest extended art Iron Song Pride. All these extended art cards from Dynasty I think are too cheap. Iron Song Pride might not be anymore. $42 is a little bit expensive, but yeah, just some movement. I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to that. The cheapest Arachne Huntsman, this is the adult Arachne is $28 for the cold foil. We talked about cold foil heroes just a second ago, and we know how crazy those can get. I know this one's a little bit more common than the Fire of the Dromai or something like that, but there's no reason that this card couldn't just go terminal one day. Think a year from now when more assassin cards come out, maybe they come back and revisit the contract mechanic, and Arachnite just goes crazy. I think this price is way too cheap for an adult cold foil hero. Dromai, the young one, I think that maybe some people buying didn't quite get the memo. Maybe some whales who don't particularly play the game, but they heard Dromai got second place at the Pro Tour, went and bought up a bunch of cold foil young Dromais. For those of you who don't know, this card is pretty much unplayable. Dromai is pretty horrible in Blitz. $45 for the cheapest cold foil. Do with that information as you will. I think it's a little bit too expensive. Fi, which came from the same thing. I think you had to top 8 a skirmish to get one of these. The cold foil Fi is still $20. So, and I think Fi is probably a little bit better in Blitz than Dromai. They're both not particularly broken. But hey, maybe people just seen the Pro Tour and they got excited for Dromai and want to play her in Blitz. I think she's probably underexplored in Blitz. I think just because Prism exists in Blitz, no one wants to touch Dromai. Maybe someone knows something I don't. Maybe someone could figure her out. The extended art rainbow foils, Arachne, Riptide, and Uzuri. These were the young ones. You got them for top 8ing the skirmishes, I believe. And they are all $15, and you can now buy them on TCG Player. Yeah, I think for the Uzi one, it's probably worth it. But for the Arachne Solitary Confinement and for the Riptide, it's hard to say because Riptide Young could be the cold foil for the next Armory kit. You know, we don't know how to obtain these young cold foil heroes. We know how to obtain the young Uzi cold foil, and that one is way too expensive for most people to want to bling that out. So I think the young Uzi is worth it. But until we find out how to get the young Arachne and the young Riptide, I would say hold off on these, because you know next month if they make the Armory promo winner get a young cold foil Riptide, then you know the young Rainbow Riptide is gonna be $5 the next day. So I would say hold off on these two until we figure out how to get the cold foil young heroes. Miraging Metamorph is also going crazy, again on the back of the Dusk Till Dawn stuff. New Prisms coming. This is a very good 1 for 7. Good stats for the cost card. Always was a staple in Prism ever since it came out, so totally makes sense. $20 for the cheapest one effectively, and for the cheapest rainbow foil is $38. Again, Everfest Majestic. As soon as an Everfest Majestic is good, they always go terminal. And last good pickup I think you guys should consider looking into is my Patreon. If you're a member, then you can get early access to market watches like these. Shout out to all the patrons that are currently here. That's all I got for you guys today. Consider subscribing to my Patreon. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe to the video as well, or to the YouTube channel. That's all I got for you guys. Later, gamers.